Coming up, we're going to be talking about Disney Plus only getting potentially 2 new series, Doogie, Kamealoha, MD, and much more. Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at disneyplus.com. It's Friday, it's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup. So let's start off with talking about some kind of bad news really on the Marvel side. Now, we've been talking a while about Marvel slowing down and making less content, but also this is helping a number of things, including spending more time kind of developing it, spending more time on special effects. But more importantly than that, Disney are trying to save some money, spread those shows out a little bit, and rather than doing, because they're back at the San Diego Comic-Con, they announced a ton of stuff would be coming to Disney Plus this year, including a new series of Agatha, we're also getting Echo, Ironheart, Secret Invasion, plus Loki, plus What If, and also the X-Men series. Plus that's in addition to the 3 other films, Ant-Man and the Wasp. We also got to get Guardians of the Galaxy and the Marvels. Well, it looks like, according to The Hollywood Reporter, only 2 Marvel series are currently confirmed for this year, and that is Secret Invasion and Loki Season 2. It looks like they're going to be pushing back those other series into next year, which then might have a knock-on effect. We might end up seeing like Daredevil, Born Again, and then Agatha and Wonder Man then pushing back even later. This is, it's kind of good and bad. We're going to go into a much deeper dive into this on the podcast on Saturday. I need to really kind of get in on this. But I do feel like setting out that there's only going to be 2 shows, plus there's also going to be the X-Men 97 animated series. So it's not like it's just that. But yeah, it definitely seems like a massive step back from having like 5 series down to 2. Plus the animated, and it looks like What If might also be bumped as well. It's kind of weird because on one hand I do actually think it's been a little bit better not having anything constantly. I know some fans like having it like weekly, but it does feel a little bit more special. This morning I went to the cinema to watch the new Ant-Man and the Wasp film. I was there about 9:30 this morning to watch it, trying to get in before all spoilers and stuff. And it was kind of nice, the music came in and it gave that feeling again. It's like, oh, I haven't seen anything since the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special back in November. So it's been quite nice having a couple of months off. So that was me personally. I think 2 series does seem a lot less, but when you throw in there's going to be 3 Marvel series and there's going to be other bits and pieces as well arriving, there will be new content every single week. But yeah, I think this we're going to have to kind of maybe get used to it. Earlier this week I spoke about Kevin Feige saying they were going to be slowing things down, but this seems like a massive slowdown. I did think when they announced all those shows last year, it did seem like a lot of stuff. That's a lot of money, millions and millions and millions of dollars being spent on these shows. Yeah, and I do think going down to 2 was, maybe they could have slipped to the next one. So they might put an extra one in. But then when you think of the Marvel ones, plus the Marvel and other bits with the Star Wars series and the films and the documentaries, they probably can get at least one thing on there, at least weekly. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing any of that crossover that we saw before. But yeah, it looks like only 2 series coming this year. So that's definitely going to be a big drop. But I'd love to know what you think of all this in the comments below. Disney's also released the trailer for the 2nd season of Doogie, Kamealoha, MD, which is going to be arriving on Disney Plus on the 31st of March on a Friday. And we're going to be getting all the series at once. Definitely kind of leaning in more on a kind of like a love triangle. Definitely feels a little bit weird with them dropping it on a Friday, which I don't think is a bad thing. I actually think spreading out these shows a little bit throughout the weeks is a better idea. They're going to be doing it with a small light as well. That will be dropping like on a Tuesday. I think that's good, but I am a little bit worried about the fact that they're dropping the entire season at once, because they've done this before with 2nd seasons of shows, and generally that leads to cancellation. Nothing's been confirmed. Also very interesting as well, because on the same day Prom Pact is going to be arriving, which is a new film. Starring Peyton Elizabeth Lee as well, so she's going to get like a double helping on that day. Kind of feels like we could have had them a little bit more apart, but because they're kind of going to appeal to the same audience. But yeah, nevertheless, we're going to be getting that one. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on the 2nd season of Doogie. What's kind of interesting is the show that inspired Doogie, Kamealoha, Doogie How's It MD. The first 4 seasons are also all going to be arriving on Disney Plus in the US and in Canada on March the 15th. No word yet on the international one. I suspect it will roll in at some point. Nice to see this one on there. Nice to see some classic stuff. They probably should have done this before now. But yeah, it's kind of, I'm to be honest, I'm kind of more interested in watching the original show, because I watched that when I was a kid, but I can barely remember it. So it'd be nice to see what that one's like. We also did get the full lists of everything coming to Disney Plus in the US and in Canada. You'll find the full lists of everything over on whatsondisneyplus.com. We also had the UK lists as well today, and lots of great stuff coming. So you definitely want to check the full lists out over on the website. Also today, not a huge amount of new stuff out, because obviously with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania hitting cinemas, they don't tend to like to cross over too much. There was a new documentary about J-Hope, who is a member of BTS. That it looks like that was so popular, it took down Disney Plus Hotstar in Asia. That was how popular that show was. There was also some new additions. For example, in the US, they got a National Geographic documentary all about the making of the Wish Disney Cruise Line ship. So I'm going to be checking that one out over the weekend. But let me know what you're going to be watching on Disney Plus this weekend. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.